Yeah, life is tough, but you still have control over how you live it. Sure, there are lots of things in life that are just outside of our control. But what many people don't realize is that the quality of our life is still something that is actually mostly dependent on us. In this video I want to show you the things you can control and how they can literally change your life. You see, we often don't control our initial thoughts nor reactions, but we can still control which of our thoughts we want to remain in our head. Same with emotions. The quality of our life is highly dependent on the mindset we adopt. It's highly dependent on which thoughts we encourage and which we try to stay away from. Sadly, very many people never realize that. They don't know that they are the ones in control of their emotions, and instead they try to control the things they can't, such as the weather and stuff like that. In order to live a good life and actually take control over what we can take control over, we need to be different. You see, the things you see in life, you rarely see them as they really are. We all live in our own bubble, and this bubble is what we think is the undeniable and objective truth. Let's say you're walking down the street, and suddenly a group of people starts laughing. Insecure person would think that they are laughing at him, but some other, more positive person would think that they're just having a good time. And what's funny, probably neither of those is completely true. Our interpretation of what happened does not equal what actually happened. But our interpretation of what happened is the thing that defines our mood for the day and the quality of our life. We were all raised by different parents and different social norms. Our lives are a mix of all the different people we've met. Your current mindset or attitude is highly dependent on how was your upbringing, how your teachers treated you in school, and how much you were liked by your peers. For example, I was heavily bullied in elementary, and guess what? Now I don't like people. Obviously, my attitude towards people is a mix of many different things, including genetics, but how my life was in elementary probably plays some role in it. So I am not perfect. To be honest, I'm talking about mindset, while my mindset on many things is still very bad. But the thing is, I know that I can change and I wish to change. Plus, what's helping me a lot with my motivation to change is my faith. I hate people, but as a Christian, I'm not gonna give up on trying to change my thoughts. Regardless of your religion, you can change and I wish you the best. Our life is heavily dictated by our attitude towards it, and our attitude is heavily dictated by what happened to us in our past. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you'll call it fate. Carl Jung. You may think that your life is trash at the moment, but the thing is, the worst thing about your life is your mindset. And if you aren't conscious about your mindset, well, as Carl Jung said, you will call it fate. Jung's quote wasn't 100% about our attitude, but I think it fits the topic pretty well. Because our attitude is often the hidden thing that sabotages us or leads us to greatness from the shadows. With good attitude, even very hard life seems enjoyable. But with bad attitude, no matter how perfect your life will be, you will never be truly happy. And yeah, you can pretend to be someone else, and thus hide from others and often from yourself what your true thoughts are. But sooner or later, they will start influencing your behavior in one way or another. We simply can't behave unauthentically to our subconscious self. So even if you try to think positively, if deep within you are a pessimistic person, you will still be unhappy. You can't just try to think positively for a few days hoping it will instantly fix your life. You need to dedicate yourself fully to it. Starting small is good, but sooner or later, we all have to face our inner demons trying to pull us down to our original thinking patterns. You need to be self-aware. One of the core Christian principles is that we are more than animals. We are more than animals because we have things they don't, such as free will, the ability to look critically at ourselves, and the ability to be self-aware of what happens in our head. I believe that those are gifts from God. As a human being, you can't take control over your emotions and your thoughts. You need to be self-aware and examine your thoughts as often as possible. I was talking about watching your emotions many times on my channel, but, well, it turns out there is much more to self-control than just caring about what you feel. You also need to care what you think. I have a challenge for you. A challenge which I was planning to do since a very long time, but, well, I was always forgetting about it. Probably partly because of my lack of self-awareness. Let's call it the no whining challenge. It's simple. You just start living to the fullest. You stop complaining, you stop whining, you stop blaming others, you stop letting your negative experiences bring you down. Instead of doing these things, you start trying to make yourself a different, happier and a more positive person. At first it will be tough. But in everything that happens, you need to remind yourself that you are the one who has the most control over your long-term reactions. You need to monitor your thinking patterns, your emotions, and maybe even your behavior and your habits. It's needed if you want to go past just trying to think positively. The challenge is not my idea, but still, I think it's worth sharing everywhere. I'll be doing this challenge starting from this moment. Join me. If you're in, it would also be amazing if you subscribe to my channel or like the video. Thanks. And as you can see, I'm not a guru. This video is also a lesson for me. Many of the things I'm talking about I only learned about recently. And many of these things I reminded myself about right in the process of writing the script for this video. A huge inspiration for this video was the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. You probably heard about that book before, and if you haven't read it, I definitely recommend you to try. Also, if you're a Christian, you should try to change your thinking patterns to be more like Jesus. He never resented people and he trusted the Father in everything. And actually, regardless of your religion, these are good principles to follow. Stop hating people, start loving them. Bad attitude and hatred towards society is making our lives worse and bringing us closer to sin. We need to fight. If you want to learn more about controlling your negative emotions, I think this video is for you. It's about Stoicism, probably one of the most powerful philosophies ever. Overpowered tool when it comes to self-improvement. Recommend that. Thanks for your time. Growth is our duty. Bye.